Welcome back to another deep dive. Today, we're going to tackle a question that's relevant, I think, whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting out, how to choose the right supplier.
Yeah.
And to make this super practical, we're going to be focusing on marketing suppliers using the case study of Thirst Quench Inc. It's a fictional beverage company looking for a marketing agency to launch a new product line.
Okay.
Now, what's interesting about Thirst Quench Inc. is that their experience offers a blueprint, really, for finding any kind of supplier.
It does.
So we'll be walking you through their selection process, step by step, highlighting the key takeaways that you can apply to your own business.
Sounds good.
So let's jump right in. The first step was identifying potential suppliers.
Right.
Seems pretty straightforward, but what surprised me was their commitment to casting a wide net.
Yeah.
Why was that so important?
Well, think of it this way. Limiting yourself to just a few options is like going grocery shopping when you're starving.
Yep.
You grab the first things you see without really considering, what else might be out there.
Right.
You need to feed the need.
Okay, I can see how that might lead to some impulsive decisions.
Yeah.
So how did the Thirst Quench Inc. go about building their list?
Well, they started with the basics. Industry directories.
Yep.
It's a targeted approach, kind of like using a specialized search engine just for suppliers.
Okay.
Need a web developer with experience in e-commerce. Boom, you'll find them there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So sort of like a shortcut to a curated list of potential partners.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they didn't just stop there.
Okay.
They tapped into their network,
Okay.
reaching out to colleagues, trusted contacts for recommendations.
Yeah.
That personal touch can unearth hidden gems you might not find through a generic search.
The power of word-of-mouth referrals.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
It is.
What else did they do?
They embrace the digital world,
Okay.
exploring company websites, poring over portfolios, even delving into client testimonials.
Wow.
They wanted to get a feel for the personality, the style of each agency.
So they weren't just looking at technical skills, but also how those skills were presented.
Yeah.
What others were saying about the experience of working with each agency.
Yeah, and they took it a step further
Oh.
by analyzing case studies.
Okay.
These detailed accounts of past projects
Mhm.
allowed them to assess how agencies approach challenges, the strategies they employed, and the results they achieved.
Okay.
It's like getting a sneak peek into their playbook.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah,
Case studies can provide real-world evidence of an agency's capabilities,
exactly.
how they translate into tangible results.
Mm-hmm.
Did Thirst Quench Inc. focus on any specific aspects of those case studies?
They paid close attention to the metrics used to measure success.
Okay.
For example, if an agency boasted about a successful campaign that increased website traffic,
Yeah.
Thirst Quench dug deeper to see how they defined and measured that increase. Was it simply a surge in page views? Or did it translate into meaningful engagement and conversions?
Right.
Yeah.
So they weren't just taking claims at face value.
Sure.
They were looking for a deeper understanding of how success was defined
Exactly.
and achieved. Smart move.
It is.
By the end of this stage, they had a diverse list of potential agencies, each with a unique blend of experience, expertise, and style.
Yeah.
They were ready for step 2,
Yes.
which is where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
What was step 2?
Developing evaluation criteria.
Okay.
And this wasn't just a generic checklist.
Right.
They got laser focused on what they needed to
Okay.
launch this specific product line.
So they weren't looking for a one-size-fits-all solution.
No.
They tailored their criteria to the unique demands of this project.
Correct.
What kind of specific criteria did they come up with?
Well, creative capabilities were essential, of course. They needed an agency that could come up with campaigns that would grab attention, resonate with their target audience, but then they got more granular,
Oh, okay.
factoring in things like experience in the beverage sector.
Yeah, makes sense. It's like choosing a surgeon. You'd want someone with a proven track record in the specific procedure you need,
Right.
not just a general practitioner.
Exactly.
Right.
They also wanted an agency that truly understood their target market.
Okay.
And this is where it gets relevant for you, too.
Okay.
No matter what industry you're in, knowing your target audience inside and out
Yeah.
is crucial.
If you don't understand who you're trying to reach,
Yeah.
how can you expect your supplier to craft a message that resonates with them?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like trying to hit a target in the dark.
That's a great analogy.
And in today's digital world, Thirst Quench Inc. knew they needed an agency with strong digital marketing expertise.
Yes.
Social media savvy, data analytics,
Mhm.
and the ability to navigate the ever-changing landscape of online marketing.
Absolutely.
So a blend of creativity and technical proficiency.
You got it.
Were there any other must-haves on their list?
Of course, they couldn't ignore the financial aspects,
Yeah.
cost effectiveness, and a clear understanding of return on investment,
Okay.
or ROI, were key factors.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted an agency that could deliver high-quality work within their budget
Yeah.
and demonstrate how their efforts would translate into tangible results.
For those who might not be familiar with ROI,
Mm-hmm.
can you quickly break down what that means in this context?
Essentially, ROI in marketing measures the profit generated by a specific campaign relative to the cost of that campaign.
Okay.
It's all about understanding how much bang you're getting for your buck.
Okay.
So, for example, if an agency spends, let's say, $10,000 on a campaign that generates $20,000 in profit, that's a 2.1 ROI.
Gotcha.
For every dollar spent, they generate $2 in profit.
Okay, so Thirst Quench Inc. wasn't just looking at the price tag. They were looking at the bigger picture,
Mm-hmm.
the potential return on their investment.
They understood that choosing a supplier is about finding a partner who can help them grow their business,
Yeah.
not just someone to execute tasks.
That's a really important point.
It is.
And it leads us to their next step, which I'm guessing involves actually reaching out to these potential agencies.
You got it. They were ready to move from research to action.
Okay.
And that's where the request for proposal, or RFP, comes in.
All right.
But we'll dive into that in part 2 of our deep dive.
All right, deep divers. We've covered a lot of ground in this first part.
We have.
We've seen how Thirst Quench Inc. took a strategic approach to identifying potential suppliers
Mm-hmm.
and developing their must-have criteria.
Yes.
They've laid a solid foundation for making a well-informed decision.
For sure.
Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll explore how they used RFPs to get detailed proposals from those agencies and delve deeper into that evaluation process.
It's going to be good.
Should be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back, deep divers. Last time we left Thirst Quench Inc. with a carefully curated list of potential marketing agencies.
Yeah.
And a crystal clear set of criteria.
Right.
Now it's time to see how they put those agencies to the test.
Mm-hmm. They were ready to move from research to action.
Okay.
And that's where the request for proposal, or RFP, comes in.
Okay, can you break that down a little for me?
Sure. It's essentially a detailed document that outlines the project, expectations, and it's an invitation for agencies to present their best ideas and cost estimates.
So it's like laying down a challenge and saying, all right, show us what you've got.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did Thirst Quench Inc. have any specific strategies for crafting their RFPs?
Absolutely. They wanted to make sure the RFPs were clear, comprehensive, and compelling.
Okay.
It all started with a thorough project description.
Okay.
They laid out the goals of the product launch, target audience, the brand's personality, and any specific challenges or opportunities they anticipated.
I can imagine that level of detail was crucial to ensure the agencies were all on the same page from the outset. No room for misinterpretations or assumptions.
Precisely. It's like providing a detailed blueprint to a contractor before they start building a house.
Right.
Everyone needs to understand the vision, the scope of the project.
And clear communication is key to avoiding costly rework or misunderstandings down the line.
It is.
So, what else did Thirst Quench Inc. include in their RFPs?
They clearly outline their expectations, including the scope of work, the timeline, and the specific deliverables they expected.
Okay.
For instance, they specified the types of marketing materials they needed, like social media content, website copy, or even video production.
So they were painting a vivid picture of what success would look like.
Yes.
Did they also address the budget in their RFPs?
Absolutely. They were upfront about their budget range and requested a detailed breakdown of costs from each agency.
Okay.
They wanted to understand how their investment would be allocated, ensure transparency from the get-go.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Transparency on both sides fosters trust and allows for a fair comparison of proposals.
For sure.
But I'm guessing they didn't just want a cookie-cutter approach.
Yeah.
Did they encourage agencies to bring their own creative flair to the table?
Definitely. They specifically invited creative and strategic input.
Okay.
They wanted to see how each agency would leverage their unique expertise and insights to develop a campaign that would truly stand out.
Because sometimes the best ideas come from unexpected places.
Yeah.
By encouraging that creative freedom, they were opening themselves up to a wider range of possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Did they also address how they would measure the success of the campaign?
Yes, they were adamant about that.
Okay.
They recorded detailed proposals outlining the metrics each agency would track,
Okay.
how they would report progress,
Mm.
and how they would demonstrate the return on investment.
So it wasn't just about creating a buzz, it was about delivering measurable results. They wanted to see how those marketing efforts would translate into tangible business outcomes.
Exactly. And by requesting that level of detail in the RFPs,
Yeah.
they set the stage for a more informed and objective evaluation process.
Okay, so the RFPs are out in the world, now the waiting game begins.
Right.
What happened when those proposals started rolling in?
That's where the real work began.
Look.
Thirst Quench Inc. had a stack of proposals, each promising the moon,
Right.
but they knew they couldn't be swayed by flashy presentations or empty promises.
Yeah, they had to cut through the noise and get to the heart of what each agency truly offered.
Right. They went back to those meticulously crafted evaluation criteria
Uh-huh.
and used them as a lens to scrutinize each proposal.
Okay.
It was all about ensuring alignment with their vision and
Yeah.
their specific goals for this product launch.
So no matter how impressive a proposal might have seemed on the surface,
Yeah,
it had to tick those critical boxes.
it did.
What were some of the key aspects they focused on during this evaluation phase?
Well, they dove deep into the proposed strategies,
Right.
looking beyond the surface level creativity
Mm-hmm.
to assess the practicality and effectiveness of each approach.
Okay.
They asked themselves, would these ideas resonate with our target audience? Are they consistent with our brand image? Do they align with our overall marketing strategy?
So they were looking for a strategic fit, not just a creative spark.
Exactly.
What else did they consider?
They carefully analyzed how each agency's proposal aligned with the specific objectives of the product launch.
Yeah.
For instance, if their goal was to increase brand awareness among a younger demographic, they looked for strategies specifically tailored to reaching that audience.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
They needed an agency that understood the nuances of launching a new beverage product into a competitive market,
Yeah.
not just a generic marketing plan.
Right.
Did they also look at past performance?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They scrutinized agency portfolios, focusing on projects that were similar in scope and target audience to their own. They wanted to see evidence of success in the beverage industry and a demonstrated ability to deliver tangible results.
It's like checking references for a potential employee.
Yeah.
You want to see a track record of success in relevant areas.
Right.
Did they also factor in the financial aspects during this evaluation?
Of course.
Okay.
They dug deep into the cost breakdowns, comparing pricing models and scrutinizing those ROI projections.
Mhm.
They wanted to ensure they were getting the best value for their investment and that the agency's proposed budget aligned with their own financial goals.
So they were looking for a balance of quality and cost effectiveness.
Yeah.
Did they involve multiple stakeholders in this evaluation process?
Yes. They brought in perspectives from various departments, including marketing, sales, and even finance.
Wow.
They wanted to ensure buy-in from key stakeholders
Yeah.
and benefit from a diversity of viewpoints.
That's a smart approach.
It is.
A marketing campaign can touch so many different areas of a business.
Absolutely.
Getting input from multiple perspectives helps ensure alignment and avoids potential roadblocks down the line.
Exactly. By the end of this rigorous evaluation process, they had narrowed down their list to a select group of agencies that truly impressed them on paper.
But I'm guessing the paper trail was just the beginning.
It was.
There's a certain intangible element that you can't capture in a proposal.
You're absolutely right. The next step was all about face-to-face interaction.
Okay.
Those crucial presentations where they could get a feel for the human element,
Yeah.
chemistry, the shared passion for the project.
Okay, so we'll delve into that in part 3 of our deep dive. Our deep divers, we've seen how Thirst Quench Inc. use RFPs to gather detailed proposals
Yeah.
and then meticulously evaluated those proposals using their predefined criteria.
Right.
They've narrowed down the fields
Mhm.
and are now ready to meet their potential partners face to face.
Yes.
Stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
where we'll explore the importance of those in-person interactions and reveal the ultimate winner of Thirst Quench Inc.'s marketing agency quest.
It's done me good.
Well, good. Welcome back, deep divers. We've followed Thirst Quench Inc. through their meticulous journey of finding the perfect marketing agency,
Right.
building a diverse list, defining their must-haves,
Yeah.
crafting those detailed RFPs, and then really digging into those proposals.
It was a process.
They've done their due diligence, but now it's time to move beyond the paperwork.
Yeah.
into the realm of personal interaction.
Like,
They've invited the top contenders for face-to-face presentations.
exactly.
This is where things get really interesting.
Yes.
Because even the most impressive proposal can fall flat if the chemistry isn't there.
Right. Think of it like dating.
Okay.
You might have a great profile on paper,
Yeah.
but that first date,
Yeah.
that's where you see if there's a spark.
You really see if you connect.
Yeah.
Thirst Quench Inc. wanted to get a feel for the personalities behind the proposers, the team dynamics, and that intangible sense of shared vision. So they were looking for a partner, not just a vendor.
Exactly.
What specific aspects were they focusing on during these presentations?
First and foremost, assessing communication styles.
Okay.
Could the agency clearly articulate their ideas? Were they good listeners? Did they ask insightful questions?
Okay.
Strong communication is the foundation of any successful partnership.
Makes sense. You need to be able to have open and honest conversations.
Yes.
Especially when creative brainstorming and problem solving are involved.
Right.
What else were they looking for?
They were paying attention to the team dynamics.
Nope.
Did the agency members seem to work well together? Did they complement each other's strengths? Were they genuinely enthusiastic about the project?
Yeah, that collaborative energy can make or break a project.
It can.
Did they have any specific strategies for gauging that cultural fit?
Well, they asked questions designed to reveal the agency's values, their work ethic.
Okay.
For example, they might ask about their approach to handling tight deadlines or how they navigate creative differences.
Right.
They were looking for alignment in terms of work styles, communication preferences, and overall commitment to the project's success.
So they weren't just listening to the pitch.
No.
They were observing the subtle cues.
Yeah.
The body language, the unspoken dynamics between team members. It's like reading between the lines.
Exactly. They also paid attention to how the agency presented itself.
Okay.
Was the presentation well-structured and engaging? Did they demonstrate a deep understanding of Thirst Quench Inc.'s brand and target audience?
Because ultimately, this agency would be representing Thirst Quench Inc. to the world.
Right.
They needed to embody the brand's values and personality.
It's like choosing a spokesperson for your company.
Okay.
You want someone who not only delivers the message effectively, but also embodies the spirit of your brand.
So after all the presentations, the deliberations, the weighing of pros and cons, who did Thirst Quench Inc. choose?
Drum roll, please. While we're respecting their privacy and won't reveal the agency's name, I can tell you that their decision ultimately boiled down to that intangible quality we've been talking about. Cultural fit.
Okay.
They chose the agency that felt like a true extension of their own team, a group of people who shared their passion for the brand, their commitment to excellence, and their sense of humor.
That sounds like they found their perfect match.
They did.
And this is a lesson that applies to finding any kind of supplier, right?
Absolutely. Whether you're choosing a marketing agency, a software developer, a manufacturer, or even a freelance writer.
Right.
That sense of shared values and vision is crucial.
Yeah.
It's about finding people who not only possess the necessary skills, but also align with your company culture and understand your goals on a deeper level.
So let's recap the key takeaways from Thirst Quench Inc.'s journey.
Okay.
What can our listeners, regardless of their industry, learn from this deep dive?
First and foremost, be strategic.
Okay.
Don't just jump into supplier selection haphazardly.
Right.
Take the time to define your needs. Develop clear criteria and establish a structured process.
It's like having a roadmap to guide your decision-making.
Exactly. Second, cast a wide net initially.
Right.
Explore a variety of options, gather information from multiple sources, and don't be afraid to dig deep.
Because the perfect partner might be hiding in an unexpected place.
Right. Third, use tools like RFPs to gather detailed proposals and facilitate a more objective evaluation process.
It's a way to level the playing field and ensure you're comparing apples to apples.
Exactly.
And finally, don't underestimate the power of face-to-face interactions.
Yeah.
Those personal connections can reveal valuable insights that you simply can't glean from a proposal or a website.
It's about finding that spark, that sense of synergy
Yeah.
that transforms a supplier relationship into a true partnership.
And that's what Thirst Quench Inc. achieved.
Yes.
By following this thoughtful and strategic approach, they found an agency that wasn't just a vendor, but a true collaborator, a partner who helped them achieve remarkable results. It's amazing. So deep divers, as you embark on your own supplier quests, remember Thirst Quench Inc.'s journey. Be thorough, be strategic,
Yeah.
be open to new possibilities.
Yeah.
And most importantly, trust your gut. That feeling of genuine connection can be the key to unlocking a truly transformative partnership.
It can.
And with that, we'll leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
As you reflect on your own supplier selection processes,
Yeah.
ask yourself, what unique criteria matter most in your field?
Mm,
What qualities would make a supplier stand out as a true partner for you?
great question.
Keep those questions in mind, and happy hunting.
Happy hunting.
Until next time, deep divers, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.